Welcome to the Greenhorn Travelers channel.
For 160 years, this island carried the name of a British general. Henry Havelock served the crown during the suppression of India's First War of Independence in 1857, and the island in the Bay of Bengal was his quiet memorial. Havelock Island, charted, administered, largely forgotten by the outside world for most of its colonial life. In 2018, the Government of India gave it a new name: Swaraj Dweep, Island of Self-Rule. The irony is so complete it almost sounds invented. One of the most beautiful beaches in Asia, on an island named in honor of a man who helped prevent Asian self-determination, renamed at last for the thing that was always being sought. Almost no visitor knows this. The beach looks the same either way. But the name matters. The cruising from Port Blair takes about 90 minutes on one of the private ferries, Makrouge, Green Ocean, Nautica, that run daily from Phoenix Bay Jetty. These are not budget options. Tickets run from around 950 to 1,800 rupees one way depending on the operator and class, and they sell out weeks in advance during the peak season between December and February. Book early. The government ferry is slower, 2.5 to 3 hours, and cheaper, but its tourist quota sells out within minutes of going online each morning, exactly 2 days before departure, at 9 o'clock sharp on the Stars e-ticketing portal. During peak season, that window narrows to 5 or 10 minutes. Plan accordingly, or accept that you will be paying more for the private cruising. The ferry deposits you at the main jetty, and from there the island opens. The standard approach is to rent a scooter, 400 to 500 rupees a day, which is also the right approach. The roads are narrow, the distances are short, and the interior of the island is not accessible any other way. One practical note that catches visitors off guard: fuel stations close at 5 in the evening. Fill up before then. This is not a rule that bends. Radhanagar Beach is beach number 7 on the island's old colonial numbering, and it was ranked Asia's best beach by Time magazine in 2004. That ranking has held up better than most things from 2004. The beach is a long arc of white sand backed by dense green forest, the water shifting from pale turquoise at the shore to deep blue further out. There is no entry fee. The beach is open from sunrise to sunset, and that last part is enforced. You will be asked to leave when the light goes. Swimming is prohibited after 5 in the afternoon, when the tides become unpredictable. The thing to do is arrive by 3 in the afternoon, swim while the light is still high, and then stay on the sand as the sun drops toward the tree line. The sky at Radhanagar at that hour is the kind of thing people come very long distances for and still feel slightly unprepared to witness. Elephant Beach lies on the northern end of the island, accessible either by a 20-minute shared boat from the main jetty, around 1,000 to 1,200 rupees return, or by a 2.5-kilometer jungle trek that most visitors do not know exists. The trek takes about 30 minutes through forest and delivers you to the beach without any boat cost, which is worth knowing. The water here is shallow enough for beginners. Snorkelling starts at about a meter's depth, and the coral reef is close to the shore. Go in the morning. The water is clearer, the boats from the operators have not yet churned it, and the light comes in at an angle that makes the reef floor visible from the surface. Kalapathar Beach, on the eastern side of the island, is where the island shows a different face. The name comes from the black rocks, basalt formations, that line the shore against white sand and blue water. There are no water sports operators here, no boat touts, no organized activity. The beach is quiet in a way that Radhanagar and Elephant Beach, for all their beauty, are not. Sunrise at Kalapathar, with the low light catching the black rocks and the water still calm, is worth setting an alarm for. The interior of Swaraj Dweep is something most visitors see only from the road. The island was settled significantly after partition, primarily by Bengali families who were relocated here, displaced people finding new ground on a remote island in the Bay of Bengal. Their presence shaped the island's character in ways that are still visible. The language heard at the market is Bengali as much as Hindi. The food carries those influences. The social fabric of the interior villages is distinctly its own. The Andaman Islands as a whole have this quality, a population assembled from displacement and resettlement, from mainland communities who came here under circumstances that were rarely entirely voluntary, building something coherent and lasting in a place that looks, from the outside, simply like paradise. A few things worth knowing before you go. Plan for at least 2 nights, 3 if you can manage it. 1 night is not enough. Carry more cash than you think you need. ATMs on the island have been known to run dry during peak season, and mobile payments depend on network coverage that is patchy at best. Indian nationals need no special permit, a standard government ID is sufficient. Most foreign nationals also need no restricted area permit, since Swaraj Dweep is among the 30 Andaman Islands now open without prior approval. The best months are October through May. January is the peak, the weather at its most reliable, the sea at its calmest. Come in March or April and the crowds thin while the water stays clear and warm. 1 island. 3 beaches. A renaming that carries 160 years of history in 7 syllables. Not all beautiful places are this complicated. Swaraj Dweep is better for being so.
Please leave a comment to share your thoughts and queries.